First, a little background on us. We're a full-service off-site records management company. We're locally family-owned and operated, but we service the entire country. I have a client that has clinics in 32 states. We service all of their clinics. And we provide storage, transportation, media rotations, imaging, online repository, records destruction, records relocations, and shelving installation and tear down. I sit up at night and I worry about people harming my business. The business we're in, there's a lot of possibilities for ID theft. That's our main worry, and it should be with everyone. If you're a small business, say you're a restaurant, you have credit card information, you have checks from people, you have HR records for your employees. It all contains sensitive information that you need to protect because there's laws out there. These laws, there's lots of them. They hold you liable financially for these breaches. One of the big ones, and you may not think it, but employees are one of your biggest threats. This graph right here, it's the third one down. 10% of all thefts occur from employees, whether it's stealing goods, but this deals with identity theft. 10% of identity thefts come from employees. The other thing is thieves. The other thing you need to protect this information from is disasters. A fire in your facility, frozen pipes that burst and flood it, roof collapse. And then you've got natural disasters, tornadoes, floods, don't have to worry about hurricanes here, lightning, anything that can affect your business that's naturally made. Ways to protect your business. We've got physical security, non-physical security, IT and network security. You've got confidential information and you've got general information. Security systems. I mean, this is, a lot of this, you're going to hate that I'm talking about it because everybody knows it, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. Security systems. Make sure it's monitored by an outside service. Just don't have a local alarm. You can get these detect door alarms that go on the doors and they scream at 120 decibels when the door is open. It doesn't do you any good if you're at home and this alarm goes off and an alarm company doesn't get the notice. All doors and windows should be monitored. Glass breaks and motion sensors where needed. These newer systems, we have 2 facilities. Our newest facility, I can monitor it from my iPad or my phone. I can arm it, disarm it. I don't have to give anybody codes to get into the building. If they need to get into the building, none of my employees have the code to get into the building. I arm it and disarm it whenever they need to go there. And if something happened, if I give the code to somebody, it lets me know when somebody's entered the building, arm the system, disarm the system. If there's been an alarm that goes off, my phone, other than the alarm company, my phone will tell me that the alarm went off, which area was breached. Another physical security item is access control systems. You don't want, it depends on the size of your business. We have secure areas within our facility. You can't get in there without a card. You can get in our front door. There's a card. We have a man trap. You walk in through one door. You can't open the second door. You need a card to open it, but you can't open that second door until the first door is shut. That way nobody can prop the doors open and carry a bunch of stuff out. They have to carry some stuff out, let that door shut, open up this door, carry it out. You have keypad access controls. They're not as effective as card access systems. A lot of them you can't track who's been where when, and then if you know the who's been where when and why were they there, what were they doing. Card access systems, you can leave a trail and you know who's been where in your facility at what time. And again, you can ask them why were they there if you don't think they're supposed to be there or they weren't supposed to be there. The other thing is keypad access controls. I can go tell 15 people my access code to get in, and I have no idea, I as the employer, if my employee did that, I have no idea what code was used, if my employee really used the code or if somebody else did. The card access is you have to physically have the card, and a lot of people aren't willing to give that up. You can track that a lot easier. Can I see your card? Well, I don't have it. The other thing, and we'll get into this, your access controls can tie into your CCTV systems. We have a 36 camera system in our big facility. We've got a 16 camera system in our smaller one. We have one pointed at the front door. With the access control, when somebody swipes their card, it takes a picture. So I know who came in at what time. So that's, if an employee did give a card to someone else, there's a picture of them using this card to get into my facility. Also, we keep 30 days on site. After 30 days, it gets burned on a hard drive. We transfer it to a hard drive. We store that hard drive at our other facility. We kind of swap. So if something happens in this facility, we still have the backup. But if we ever need to go back or something, if one of my clients came back and said, you know what, we're missing all these files, we know we can go back and look and see what happened. I can view my security systems on my phone, on my computer, on my iPad. I can look at them anywhere, anytime. It's nice if an alarm does go off, I don't have to drive. I live 25 minutes from my office. And before we had this, I had an alarm go off 3 times in one night. And I was from my house to my building 3 times in one night, 25 minutes each way. The 3rd time, they actually brought a K9 unit in because our facility is 200 feet by 200 feet with 16 rows, 200 feet long. Shelving that goes 32 feet high, there could have been somebody hiding in there. So they actually had to bring a K9 unit in to make sure that there was nobody in our facility. But now I'm able to view, without leaving my house, what's happened, if it's a door that's open, or if there's a window that's broken, or if something smashed through our garage door, you'll know. And it's inexpensive. Camera systems really are. This one right here, this is where we buy all our camera systems from. It's a standalone unit. Comes with everything you need for installation. Records to a DVR, which you can then, in turn, put on a hard drive. Total cost $676 for a 4-camera infrared, see at night camera system. And they're easy to install. I mean, anybody can do it in about 2 hours. IT and network security. This is another one nowadays. If you're doing anything online, if you have cloud storage, anything like that, network security is big. Everybody needs a firewall. Even if you have a standalone computer that you run your entire business off of, you can get inexpensive firewalls that will work to safeguard your computer, because your computer is basically your server at that point. I would suggest getting one. Wi-Fi. Everybody has Wi-Fi. I have it at my house. We do not use it, and we never will use it at my facilities because it's too vulnerable to have any type of information available. If your Wi-Fi is connected to your server, somebody can get on there. Remote access. We have clients that access our servers to manage their inventory that they have with us. We use Secure ID. This technology, that key fob right there has a 6-digit number that changes every 60 seconds to some random 6-digit number that the software knows. And you need 3 pieces of information. You need a user ID, a passcode, and that number in order to get onto our server. You don't have all 3 pieces, you won't get on. So if somebody loses this ID fob, they still can't get on. Back up your network. This is something I can't stress enough. even if it's a computer, burn it on a hard drive. Put it on a hard drive and put it somewhere else. Do it weekly. We do it every day. We back up to a hard drive. We can take it to our vault at our other facility. You can offsite backup, cloud-based. You've got Barracuda, Mozy, Carbonite. No matter how you do it, it needs to be done. Have a disaster recovery plan and test it. That goes hand in hand with backing up your data. If something happens, your server goes out, you lose all your hard drives, where's all your information? Where's your customer information? Where's, anything that you have on your server is now gone. You need to have a backup of it. You need to know where you're getting your computer. You need to know if you're getting servers, where you're getting your servers. You need to have somebody install them. Have all your original software located off-site. What we do when we upgrade our servers is, the old servers that are going out, those go up into our vault. They're already loaded with all of our software and everything, and they sit in our vault until we upgrade the servers that we have again. It's just a rotation. That way, we have everything we need. If my server goes down, I can have my company back up and running in 2 hours. We only have 2 servers, it doesn't take long. And it's all loaded with everything. You just pop in the backup, and as long as it takes the backup to restore, that's how long we're down for. Again, be able to acquire new servers and computers quickly. Confidential information. Like I said before, confidential information is basically anything that contains a social security number, a birth date, first name, last name, address, anything like that can be used by people to steal identities. This chart right here, the 6 numbers that are, got the squares around them there, these were breaches. Was information that was lost in 2011 by either theft or somebody lost it. Somebody lost a computer, somebody lost a thumb drive that had, 500,000 records on it. It happens. You hear about laptops getting stolen all the time. This totals, I think, what was it, 107 million records. Just these 6 instances right here were lost. Utilize encryption. The thumb drive I delivered this presentation on to Pat today, it's encrypted. It requires a password to get on it. They're cheap, 20 bucks for a 4 gig hard drive. It's well worth the $20 to secure your information. Use the secure ones with encryption protection. That's the exact same one I got right there, verbatim Scorgo. We utilize email encryption for some of our clients that are in the healthcare business. We can't send stuff out just over normal email. We can't do it over fax. We can't do any of that. So it has to be encrypted because of regulations, which we'll get into in a minute. We'll get into it now, sorry. Know if there's laws that apply to the type of business that you're doing. If you're using credit cards, if you're accepting credit cards, there's payment card industry standards. We fall under these and many more, and the problem is they change every year. I can't keep up with the new changes in HIPAA or SOX. HIPAA requires, if we have a breach, there was a records management company in New York City, and their driver left the van unlocked, went inside, did a delivery, came back out, and just a case with 5 tapes in it was stolen. That company got fined $35 million for the amount of information that was on those 5 tapes. And I guarantee you that whoever took it couldn't use the tapes. Nothing ever came of it, but they were still fined $35 million because of HIPAA. It holds us, and if you deal with any, in one way or another, deal with any healthcare providers, you would fall under a business associate agreement with that company, and then you'd be held to these regulations for HIPAA. There was another incident. Yes?
So what documents have to be part of HIPAA in terms of, is it every single communication? with a client, or is it very specific, like social
It
security
can't,
numbers,
it can't
applications,
contain, it can't contain personally identifiable information. So it can't have a first name and a last name. It can have a first name, but not a first name and a last name. It can't have a first name and a social. It can't have a social. It can't have a social. And anything that contains any of that information should be encrypted.
Do you have a summary of things revolving around HIPAA compliance areas? I mean, I know large companies have compliance departments for this kind of stuff, but
I mean, I can certainly give you some information and give you somewhere to look for it. We have some information back at the shop that I'd be willing to share. It's an ugly law. And all they're trying to do is throw the blame or throw the, what's the word I'm looking for?
liability on us.
Yes, liability on us or you as the non-health industry person. You wouldn't think about it, but your contracts that you have signed with your clients, your HR records, things like that. What do you do if they are gone? What do you do if there's a fire and all your files are burned? Do you know how much time Joe Blow has off the next year, or what his last 2 annual reviews were like, or disciplinary actions? All that information is gone. Your client contracts, when the renew dates are, what their rates were, any special deals you had with them, it's all gone. Vendor contracts, your marketing material. You may not think about it, but what if you have a fire? It's all gone. Do you have copies of it? Do you know where it's at? Can you get to it? This is where I come in. Ways to protect your general information and your confidential. Store it off-site. Could be a mini storage, could be a records management company, could be a moving and storage company. I would recommend an off-site records management company. Mini storages, you don't know who your neighbor is. Could be a meth lab. That's my favorite example to use. And the whole mini storage blows up. There go all your records. A lot of them are outside, non-climate control. Another way to protect your information, scan these important documents. As a business starting out, a records management program is very simple to begin and start in the beginning. When you get 5-10 years down the road and all of a sudden you have 200 boxes full of records that you don't know what to do with, that's when it becomes an issue. We get, I would say, half the calls I get from potential clients are they have a problem, they can't find a file. Can you guys help us? That's when they realize that they need to go off-site and have somebody actually help manage these records because they can't do it themselves. They're not going to invest in the technology to do it. You scan your records, your contracts, HR records, all that stuff. Something happens, you have them. They're still there. You don't miss a beat, and they're either stored in the cloud, on our online repository, or someone else's online repository. You have them on a hard drive that are, they're on your system. They're backed up to your backup that you're taking off-site every day or every week. It just helps protect you. It saves you a lot of money and frustration in the end. That's about all I have. Like I said, it was a lot more than just document imaging. But these are things that a lot of people don't think about, and ways that your business can get hurt. So, I'm Matt Larson of Larson Records.